You're welcome back. This face-to-face on Channel One Television. My guest is the National Coordinator of the Feed Ghana program, Bright Demoji, former Member of Parliament. In April 2025, President Mahama launched officially the Feed Ghana program. I don't know when you were made the National Coordinator.
I was the National Coordinator then.
So you were made National Coordinator before the launching?
Yes, please.
What is the Feed Ghana program?
Yes. You know, in our manifesto, as National Democratic Congress manifesto for the 2024 elections, our major focus on how to transform this country is that we're going to use agriculture to transform the economy. So our major policy initiative is what we call Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda. That's IOTA. Now, when you have a broad policy framework like that, you need a vehicle to translate that bigger vision into reality. So that vehicle where things will happen, how we are going to do it, to be able to achieve that aim using agriculture to transform our economy is what we call the vehicle to do that is what we call the Feed Ghana agenda or the Feed Ghana policy.
Okay.
So that's what it means, that anything that we are going to use to ensure that we use agriculture to transform Ghanaian economy to reach the level that we want it to be in our manifesto is the Feed Ghana. So it's just a pure vehicle. The interventions, the things we'll do to ensure that we use agri to transform our economy is key. So there are, apart from the fact that that is the broad formula, there are specific things,
yes,
interventions that
yes,
we'll do to achieve that one.
Good. So, but
why
do we need to give it a name, Feed Ghana? People who are bored by nomenclature would say this is just another government bureaucracy. So that if we had a PFJ secretariat in the last administration, we had a PSI secretariat in the Kufuor administration, and we still have food challenges, or we are still not food sufficient, then this nomenclature called Feed Ghana, which is similar to what may have been under the NAPCO, Heal Ghana, Fix Ghana, Eat Ghana, is just a matter of using jargons, and that we should just fix the thing and stop giving it names. What would you say to that? Okay,
Omaro, I don't know. Names are very, very important. Yes, as an African, as Ghanaians, names are very, very important. And it shows how significant the actions you want to take is for the person who want to implement. That's why.
Must you give it a name to do it?
Maro, without names, I will not be able to mention your name. And names, as I said, in African parlance, names are very, very important. So I think that it's important we give names to things that are very important to us. Okay. And the name must also signify or tell the people of your country what exactly you want to do. So and if you look at the name, it is telling you that if you look at our current or from 2023 to 2024, if you look at the statistics of this country with regard to our food security issues, they are very, very challenging. And we just want to ensure that we change the narratives. That's what we want to do.
So who is supposed to feed? This Feed Ghana is a command. So who is feeding the Ghana? Is it Ghanaians themselves, or the government is going to do government farms, state farms?
Agriculture is a private sector business.
Okay.
For a very long time, apart from Nkrumah that have a lot of state farms, agriculture has been a private sector-led business. What the government does is to do a lot of interventions and bring out policies that will help Ghanaian farmers to do that. So basically, that is the target we are doing. We are ensuring that we create an enabling environment with specific interventions so that Ghanaian farmers or people who want to engage in agriculture can be able to do that and produce to feed us. So we have a series of interventions under the program. That's what's going to yield the result. And we are seeing the fruit of our effort for the past 6-7 months already.
Talk about the 4 thematic areas. When the president launched the Feed Ghana, there were 4 themes under which Feed Ghana was supposed to operate. Can you walk us through the themes?
Yes. I think the first one, the Feed Ghana itself, the first one is the campaign. The campaign means that we want to change the mentality of Ghanaians towards agriculture, the mentality of Ghanaians towards production, the mentality of not only individual Ghanaians, but also institutions towards agriculture production. So
that is what the president called promotion of smart agriculture?
Yes. So what it means is that when we talk about, so that's one of the concepts, campaigning to ensure that everybody is engaged in agriculture.
It says Mahama said that government will establish farmer service centers across the country.
We'll talk about all those ones.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one, of course, is what we call the smart agriculture. When we're talking about smart agriculture, we're talking about what can we do to increase productivity. So productivity issues, we're talking about how do you manage your soil to be able to get the right yield that you want. So that's why currently we are renovating and bringing in a good soil laboratory in Kumasi, so that we can be able, we will not say that, oh, farmers, just use NPK or just use this. We'll ensure that we test the soil, we ensure that the right quality of seed and fertilizers are used, not that everybody will use the blanket NPK or everybody will use the right urea. So we are putting up a seed system where we can be able to produce the right quality seeds to give to the farmers. So if you are doing the same acreage of land, you should be able to produce higher and get higher yield. As we call agriculture intensification. So increase in productivity, that's smart agriculture. You ensure that the same acreage of land you have, with the right input, the right agronomic practices, you'll be able to increase your production or productivity. So that's one, that's smart agriculture. Then we move on to, what do I do? One of the things that you do to be able to be smart is mechanization. But you know, agriculture in this country is purely at small scale or peasant level. So most of farmers don't have money to buy heavy equipment like tractors, combine harvesters, boom sprayers, and all that. So the concept is that how do we ensure that farmers don't have difficulties in land preparation? So we say, okay, we're going to set up a concept called the farmer service centers. What it means is that in every agriculture zones, we're going to have a center that any ordinary farmer who wants a service can just walk to. And at the center, we'll have one, tractor services, that's tractors will be there. So if you're an ordinary farmer, you want to walk in, you want a plowing services, you can just go there. And even apart from the fact that if you don't have money, you can just walk in there. You are in a cooperative group system. That's why the whole country, we are forming, as I'm speaking about, we have about 70,000 groups of cooperatives that we are forming.
So in my village, at Stray Junction, the man who owned the tractors was called Quality.
Yes.
So we'll go to him and then he will come and plow for us. You don't want that kind of system. That's not the kind of system you want to do.
Yeah, there's going to be in Shai Osudoku. That's in Shai Osudoku.
Yes.
We have a farmer service center in Shai Osudoku.
So it will be where, at the district capital, or you'll find a place.
A location that we have identified already. Then there will be tractors there. So
if I have my tractor,
yes,
I will join that center, or the government will bring tractors.
No. It's a center that government is providing all those equipment.
Okay.
There will be a store.
Like the way government brings the drip machines.
We have the drip machine. We have what do we call it? Tractor services. We have warehousing system. Then we have pre-processing facilities. Assuming that you are having maize, you can bring the maize there, we'll dry it, remove everything, and bag it for you, and put it in a warehouse for you.
So I'm from Asuchare. I want, they have this komota. They call it komota.
Komota, yes.
And they used to do on the rice farm.
Yes.
I can come and get that at the center.
You can come and get that from the center.
So the government provides that?
Yes, but especially, there's a facility there going to be managed in partnership with government. You understand me? It's going to be a government and a private sector management partnership, because we want the thing to be sustainable.
Okay.
You understand me? Normally, even the district directors and they themselves don't want to manage it themselves. So we want the private sector collaborations where we will evaluate people and look at the people's expertise, and they will provide some level of arrangement. We have some arrangement in place with the private sector that will be managerial, but there will be a steering committee that will be in charge of management and monitoring the activities of management of the facility. Yeah, so, for instance, if as a charity, we have cooperative groups there. They will register with the center. So when it's time for farming season, you just go in and they will be plowed on credit.
Okay.
And if you want seed, you go and take the seed on credit, because all your data and everything as a cooperative group is in there.
Which means you have to register the farmers first and have their details and everything.
We have. I told you we have 70,000 cooperative groups in this country.
So every farmer must belong to a cooperative?
Yeah, especially if you want to benefit the credit system from the cooperative groups.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, does it mean that you have these service centers, are they community-based or district-based? How are you going to do them?
They are district-based.
So every district will have a...
Yes, but anywhere in the district that you need the service, you call and you have to be attended to.
Have you set up any of these service centers yet? If you have, where are they?
No, we have not set up, but we have locations for them. The equipment are on their way. You know that we did a lot of equipment for this thing. So we have the procurement process is almost complete for the equipment, and the equipment, they are coming.
So the government is importing equipment?
Yes, please.
So for instance, in your constituency, choose one of them, either Botiano, English, Amanfo, or Anglo. What is the specific plan in one of those?
Yes.
Anglo is a district. Botiano, English is part of Gas South.
Yes.
So where would it send this? Or because Botiano is not, Botiano should be a farming center. So what's your plan for Botiano, for instance, or Anglo? Where do you put this center? What can farmers benefit from?
Yes, Anglo is let's not use Anglo and Botiano.
Okay.
Maybe a typical major rice growing community, like maybe if it's in the Volta region, we can talk about Ketunov. That's Ketunov. Afifa is Ketunov. Yes, maybe Ketunov. We can have it in Apalavi. We can have it in Afifa, depending upon the availability of land, because the machine must sit on about, at least the equipment will be sitting on about 10-acre land.
So you're bringing a lot of equipment.
Yes, please.
Apart from a plow, tractor dragging,
the pre-processing facilities are part of it.
Okay.
Are also part of it. Boom sprayers for land preparation, and then for spraying of the agrochemicals and all that.
And so the budget has been approved for this, and
no, it's long ago. We've been done, finished with the procurement process. We are just waiting for the arrival of the equipment.
When will the first equipment come?
For us, we were thinking it will even arrive before the end of the year. That's our target.
So that's what you are working on?
Yes, so we have even gone in and we are identifying all the locations. The first 50 location has been identified. The first 50 location has been identified for the establishment of the farmer service centers.
So if I don't belong to a cooperative, I may not benefit. I want to know, if I have my own tractor, like I said, Quality had its tractors.
Yes.
And I said I want to join the government scheme so that if farmers need my service, I'll go and offer that. Could that be done? And again, are you going to have some app that you use for these things, or people have to go there physically? And if that's the case, where there are already people who are providing those services in the communities, you're going to make them unemployed. Because if I have a tractor, my job is to plow all the maize fields in the area. Now, all of a sudden, government has set up a center. You've made me jobless. What can I do?
Yes, the point is that you are not going to be jobless, because we want to ensure that a lot of people started farming. So what it means is that when there's no service, there's some people they will not go into farming because the equipment in the villages, or the private people, they don't have enough equipment.
Okay.
So even during the dry season, they have so much jobs.
Support.
They cannot even work on the number of requests they have. So there are a lot of people who want to farm, but because of lack of equipment, they don't go into it. So that one, I think there will be a lot of...
Very well.
Yes,
yes. There's another leg of the scheme. The president said Grains and Legumes Development Project. What is that one?
Yes. That is what we want to, when we say grains, we are talking about rice, we are talking about maize, we are talking about soya beans, talking about sorghums. These are key food security crops that we are targeting, so that we can be food sufficient in those crops areas. So maize, critically, what do we do to ensure that we produce enough maize in the system? Not only in terms of quantity, but to be able to reduce the price for consumers, direct consumers, and for poultry. That's how come the grains and legumes are very, very critical, because we are looking at the last end that we'll be talking about, which is the poultry revitalization program. So before you even think of ensuring that you are going into poultry to increase your poultry production in this country, the first key thing you should be thinking of the food that the poultry will be eating. So we are not only thinking of production for only human beings, but we are also thinking about how can we be able to increase our product production. So if you want to do that, the key thing you should look at is grains and legumes. So soya beans and what? Maize. Critical. And you can look at our current rice consumption. We are ranging around 42, 43, and we want to ensure that we double it and reduce the importation of rice. Okay. So rice is also key.
Okay.
Yes.
Another theme is vegetable development project, and I see Yeridia. I don't know what that means.
Yeridia.
Okay. Okay. So we are planting.
Yeah, Yeridia.
Okay.
Yeridia.
And so that's which vegetables are you focusing on?
Yes, on the Yeridia program, you see that's how come the home gardening issue also come in. That we are asking everybody at the various district level, starting from next year, all district assemblies will be giving seedlings. They will be giving seeds to do seedlings gardens in the district assembly. That any ordinary person who want to do herb gardening can go in and take tomato seedlings, pepper seedlings, onions, whatever you want to do.
For free?
Yes. At the various district assembly, the district directorate of agriculture, for home gardening purposes. That's one. So another one is that.
And who? So the target is who? Not farmers.
No, that one is for the home gardening is for everybody.
Okay.
The concept of home gardening is for everybody.
Okay.
Then there's another concept for institutions, secondary schools particular, universities particular. So another program, we are supporting secondary schools across the country to get into production. Currently, we have about 179 secondary schools that we have registered, and we'll be distributing dry season input for all those secondary schools for production of vegetables across the country.
So you are going to send our children who we send to go and learn, you're going to send them to do weeding?
Yes, yes. They will not weed, but they will learn agriculture and how to produce food. Very, very important. We want to inculcate that culture of production, of that culture of... I mean, I'm not very sure you are too old, but I think when you were schooling in Shao Sudoku...
Asuchai Junction.
Yes, we used to go to...
Yeah, Thursday was farming day.
Yes.
And I remember we harvested the maize and we did oblayo.
That was very interesting.
On our day, it was very nice.
Yes. So we want people to also experience that, so that when...
But agriculture, we should mechanize it. We don't need manpower to go and do agriculture.
Who says they are going to do manpower?
But you said
we said Yeridia, vegetable cultivation. I've never said you are going to use your hand and hold. Is that what I said?
No, you didn't. So
I said schools are going to involve in home gardening.
I mean, we had school farms. Damasco, we had a school farm.
Establishing
we had a school
drip
farm.
irrigation for all the schools. The schools that are going to participate in the program will do 1 acre drip irrigation system for them, a borehole system that will do, so it's automatic. Watering system will be automatic. You understand me? Maybe some of the at least you need to use your hand in some of the things to have the feeling that you are a farmer. You understand me? But basically, it's not going to be hard labor sort of gardening. No, not at all. So we want all schools to engage themselves in that. So that's why this year, Farmers Day, we are going to award the best secondary schools, the best universities, the best government services. I'm talking about the military, the fire service, the best institutions. We want all those institutions to come on board to produce, to feed the people of this country, because we cannot have institutions of that nature and still will not be able to produce, to be able to meet our food security needs. That one should not be a problem at all. Okay. If you look at the capacity of our service institutions, we should be able to produce to feed ourselves.
Okay. With production, there must be storage. Otherwise, it will be a wasted production. And so I will talk to him when we come back about what the plan is to store the food we are producing, because currently we are dealing with a glut. Rice farmers are crying. I am Omar Rusanda. My guest is the National Coordinator of the Feed Ghana program, Brad Demoji. I'll speak to him about that when we come back. Please stay.